How's it going, everyone? Alex with Jeeps Limited today. So today we have a different kind of special video here. Today it's November 21st, and that is the first day of the 2024 winter season here in fantastic Chicago that we have snow. And it just so happens I'm driving my Jeep today. Coincidentally, I didn't plan that. It's just my truck is in the shop, so I'm driving the Jeep. So I figured, for no other reason other than because I can, and maybe somebody wants to see something other than off-road content, you guys get to join me on my trip from Crystal Lake City Hall to this quick stop I had to make for work to drop off some documentation, and you guys get to follow me all the way down Algonquin Road, down 355 to Downers Grove. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So for anyone not familiar with the greater Chicagoland area here, Crystal Lake is what I would consider a far northwest suburb. It's borderline not even a suburb anymore, but I would say it still is. And Downers Grove is just smack dab in the middle of almost everything. And it's like a 40-mile drive, and it would normally take probably about an hour, 50 minutes, depending on how quickly you're driving. But in the snow, it's going to obviously take a little bit longer, and I definitely wasn't really looking forward to having to make this drive at like 9 o'clock in the morning on a frickin' Thursday, but here I am doing it anyways. So the first thing to note here at this intersection is the cars in the left-hand turning lane coming toward me. They already got into a little bit of a bump and grind this morning, it looks like, because they're getting out of their cars. Then you'll notice Mr. Nissan Altima just comes smoking into the fucking intersection there and has to back up. And then I bet you missed this guy with his truck and trailer almost spin out trying to make a left turn there. A lot going on at this one little intersection here. Just kind of goes to show how once you get a little bit of snow in Chicago, a place where it snows every year, and this is a little bit of snow, guys. This is not a lot. Everybody forgets how to drive, as I almost rear-ended that guy because he thought that truck wasn't going to stop. People just, as soon as snow hits the ground, they just completely forget how to drive, and it's really quite frustrating, but it's also kind of nice, kind of worked out, driving around in a vehicle with two very large steel bumpers on it while it's snowing like this. So that was kind of convenient. Luckily, I didn't have to use them. And yes, in case you missed it, that looks like it was at least a 2 to 4 car accident there, and the one car was in the ditch on the wrong side of the road, So the reason why I'm driving my Jeep today and why I've been driving it the past 3 days is because my truck is at the dealership for a few things. An oil change and a tire rotation, which are two things I don't do on my truck myself. It also has a recall on the electronic tailgates because apparently they open themselves while you're driving down the road, which is dandy. And then it also has some kind of like front end noise, which I think is a ball joint, but they're saying it's a sway bar end link, which they are replacing as we speak, so we will see. Thus, I actually need to get gas, so I'm going to make a second stop here and pull into a Thornton's in just a second, and of course I'm going to block the diesel pump. I want everybody to know before I continue on here that I also went and got some coffee, and I put a little bit of ice in the cup, so that the coffee would be drinkable, but then it was actually too cold, so that was a little bit disappointing. Anyways, luckily I didn't get stuck behind that box truck down Algonquin Road here. This is like 12 miles of mostly like a 2-lane road like this. It opens up a little bit here for a second, but then goes back down. It's one of those roads that's really annoying to drive down because you always get stuck behind somebody going super slow. And I guarantee here we're probably going like 15 miles an hour under the speed limit. There's really almost like not even any snow on the road, as you can see. But anyways, it is kind of like a nice road. I don't know, like it's good, little scenic views here for driving through the suburbs of Chicago, I suppose. And then we're just basically going to take this all the way down and get to 53, then to 290, then to 355. So that's kind of our journey. There's that box truck again. So at some point around this point, the dealership called me to tell me that the sway bar link on my truck has been replaced and that I can come pick it up. And then I asked him, it's been there for 3 days. One of the things I wanted them to do was to take it to the body shop and look at the fact that after 2 years and 37,000 miles, the frame is kind of rusty and it has a corrosion warranty. So I'd like them to look at that, which they didn't do. Anyways, so when I got home, first thing I did is go pick up the truck. They couldn't find my keys, probably because they were still at the body shop. I also couldn't locate the truck in the parking lot because it was inside their fence because it was probably still at the body shop. And then after 3 days of trying to fix a sway bar end link, as I pulled out of the dealership parking lot, the truck made the same exact noise that it was making when I brought it in there. So in 3 days, basically all they did was a tire rotation, an oil change, and waste my time. So that was kind of annoying. Dealerships are just really honestly not my favorite place to go. And, if you work at a dealership, I'm sorry, but it just seems like everybody that you deal with there is fairly incompetent, and it's getting relatively annoying, especially because I don't know what the labor rate on the Chevy truck is, but I've had this Jeep at the dealership. They charge $250 an hour, and they can't figure out anything. I don't think they've ever solved. They had to Jeep it for 2 weeks at one point before I blew the motor, and they couldn't figure out what the hell was wrong with it. I was the one that suggested we put new camshafts in it, and then, 2 weeks after that, I had them put an oil pump in it, and then a week after that, it spun a rod bearing, which was pretty frustrating, to be honest with you. So overall, dealerships are really not my favorite place to go. So anyways, here we are. We just got on to 53 right north of Schaumburg, which this is always just a goat fuck of an intersection or an interchange, whatever you want to call it. Because you got 90 and 53 coming together here, and then also technically as you go south on 53, it becomes 290, so we're technically on 290 now. And really the highway at this point is just kind of a wet, misty mess. There's really no snow on it. It's just kind of a mess to drive in, and it's kind of frustrating, to be honest with you. It's just kind of annoying. Not really how I wanted to spend my day, but oh well. It's slightly less annoying than picking up my truck after being in the shop for 3 days and realizing they didn't solve a single problem. So, that was pretty cool, I suppose. So as you see here, we technically just got onto 355, which is good news for you guys. I'm only getting off on Butterfield Road here, so if you know the area, you know that means this terrible video is coming to an end. Now, I'd be surprised to see if anybody has made it to this point in the video, and if you have, I'm sorry that the 8 minutes and 33 seconds that is this video is a waste of your life. But I'll tell you what, to make it up for you, and as a way to say thank you, if you go follow me on Instagram at Jeeps Limited and message me, I will send you a Jeeps Limited sticker in the mail. That way you can tell all your friends you have a Jeeps Limited sticker, and they're going to be really jealous. There really wasn't much of a point of me making this video other than the fact that I thought it would be kind of fun to record what it's like driving in the snow. I guess maybe it might be interesting for any of you people that don't live in the greater Chicagoland area or don't live anywhere where it snows. This is what it's like on a Thursday at 9 a.m. on the first snowfall in Chicago. Really not that challenging to drive in, but as you guys saw, people can make it about as difficult as they possibly can. So anyway, here's my exit. I'm going to that 22-story building right there. As always, guys, thank you for wasting your time watching my video and listening to me talk about absolutely nothing. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.